And for more on the Chinese economy, I want to bring in Liu Zhiqin, a senior fellow at Renmin University's Chongyang Institute for Financial Studies. Mr. Liu, welcome to the program. So China's top economic planner is saying the country will roll out a series of policies to promote consumption, adding that these policies need to be practical as well as effective. How might these policies be designed, you think?
I should say that I'm deeply impressed by the word that expressed by the NDRC, that the new policies will become more practical and more effective. That means that the policy before we have taken still have some space that to be improved. The practical and effective are the most important thing for the policymakers, as we know that the policy to boost and stimulate the consumption is the basic requirement of the recovery of economy. They should be very healthy, very stable, and very sustainable. I think sustainability is the most important thing for the planners. They should design all policies, new policies, how to sustain. For instance, we cannot rely the people that to have their consumption like a holiday festival. We cannot use the working day as our holiday. So this is a big challenge for the planners. I think the main policy to be more practical and effective, those are important factors that, for instance, we should try to increase the income of the residents. We should have to enhance and enlarge the supply chain. And third, we should encourage the people's demand for consumption. All these three factors could be more practical, but as many people and scholars have already promoted that practical is more to have more income, to increase the opportunities for jobs for new graduates in order to get higher wages. As we know that in recent meetings that many journalists are also asking about the wages increase, this is also a big challenge for the NDRC. So I hope that the policy in the future will be more focused on these fundamental factors.
We're going to come back to the NDRC in just a second, Mr. Liu, but China's Commerce Ministry and other ministries gave a detailed blueprint on how policies will work to promote more consumption of home durable goods, and especially home appliances as well as furniture. Why have policymakers singled out this industry to help stimulate domestic demand, and how effective do you think these policies will be in increasing consumption?
I should say that NDRC has pointed out this point is very essential, very important, because as we know before time, this is quite sensitive. And we can see the policy name, home durable goods. The major factor is home. When the people do not have a new home, I don't think they have enthusiasm or courage to buy new durable goods. So this is really a big challenge for the planners, how make the people have a better house, have a better home in order to get more goods. For instance, as we know, the house apparatus, electrical things like TV, like a washing machine, like a refrigerator. But one house or one home only have one set, durable for 10 or 15 years. So in this way, that how to make this market more attractive, more practical, I don't think we should always remain on the propaganda level. We should make the policy more practical, more realistic, how to make the people that to have more homes and they have more opportunities to have more durable goods. So this is really closely connected together. So I hope that this policy could be redesigned and further designed and discussed with the customers, with the peoples here. I think many people at home that maybe they are preferring to have a new house, new home for aging people. This is already tested by the pandemic outbreak. So in this way that we can try to see many opportunities and chances that to open up more channels to buy durable goods.
And Mr. Liu, China's NDRC does acknowledge that consumers need a boost when it comes to confidence to further spur demand, but economies usually take around a year to recover from COVID policies, and China has only had half a year to adjust. So do you expect consumer confidence will pick up speed in the second half of this year?
But in my personal opinion, that half a year already enough to see the recovery of the consumption. 1 year is still too long, especially for China, so huge population. We are on the road to the China's modernization. 1 year for waiting to seeing that this is really too long. So half a year that the efforts and the struggling is quite enough to have more experiences how to do it. I think that your question is quite important because the confidence is essential for the market recovery. Where come from the confidence? From both sides, domestic market and the international market and the international situation. Because stabilizing is the most priority for people to consume. Nowadays, that I talked with some people, they told me that they are worried about the possible uncertainties in the future because we try always to say that we should be alert, we should prepare for heavy waves, for terrifying waves in international geopolitical tension. So how under these circumstances that people can be peacefully consume their goods in China? I think they are a little bit influenced and terrified that to have more spending on this side. And the second, from domestic, we should always say we are heading the difficulties and uncertainties from dual circulation. We are already challenged by both sides, domestic circulation and international circulation. The export under pressure and also international cooperation for Chinese companies go outside also under pressure and limited. Under such circumstances that the confidence is really very essential for the entrepreneur, for the consumers, that both should do their best to boost the economy. But actually, with the support of the policies by NDRC and the central government, I think the confidence can be restored and recovered. Because when we're talking about the economic recovery, we should put the confidence recovery as the first line.
Yeah, and I think the Chinese economy has proven itself to be